Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Dan. I'm back with another craft brew review, and I'm here with the dog too. He's just hanging out, watching out the window. So, hopefully he doesn't go ape shit, and we'll be okay. So, anywho's, Lagunitas 2018 one hitter series, born yesterday, pale ale, fresh hopped, unfiltered. Um, Pretty famous stuff. Lagunitas. Can't go wrong with Lagunitas, right, guys? Everybody usually reviews these. Ton of people just do all of Lagunitas offerings, really, but this one's pretty huge, so we have to review it. I mean, let's be honest, we just got to get it done. Okay, so we're doing Lagunitas Brewing Company. They're out of Petaluma, California. They go and they have their new distribution out of Chicago. So I get this stuff pretty darn fresh, which I love. They're a mass producing place. It's just incredible what these guys are able to do. The price point's always pretty low. The quality's always really high, and you are just not usually disappointed with these guys. They're legit, and they have been for a long time. So, okay, this year we've got, again, born yesterday, pale ale. We've got Mosaic, Amarillo, Equinox, and other special varieties curated by the great men and women who ply the lands. Very Lagunitas-like. These guys are a lot of fun. They know how to have a good time, and more importantly, they know how to brew beer, guys. So let's crack into it and see what we're working with. Before I start, I got the old Lagunitas glass, or kind of the old mason jar kind of thing, and this was provided to me by Imperial Beverage, who did gift it to me, and I am appreciative of that. So thank you, Imperial Beverage. Can't thank you guys enough. Let's get it going, guys. Got the cool little green cap going on, little dog on the front, love that. The usual. Out of the neck we go. Wow, big hot presence, super clean, pretty juicy actually. I'm getting a little bit of juiciness, not a lot actually, just the right amount of juiciness. Very pleasant, very citrus forward. Yeah, it almost smells like, just off the neck, that it would be a citra hop for sure, and I'm not seeing it on the listing on here. So that's kind of odd to me, unless they just didn't list it. They said other special varieties, so let's go. Let's just assume that we do have that in there. Let's go for a pour. Having a lot of fun doing these lately, guys. If you do watch this, I appreciate it. This is just something I do in my hobby, in my free time. It is a hobby in my free time. And I just have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm just sticking to my guns, and I'm going to keep pushing forward and having fun with it. So what do we have is kind of, if I remember correctly, I think last year's was definitely hazier than this, and it was more of like that OJ looking thing. This is actually more of a darker, almost copper color, not quite. I have not the greatest lighting either, but she's definitely not a haze bomb by any means. It's unfiltered for them for sure. I can see through it for the most part, but it does have a little tiny bit of dirtiness in there, a little orangey zest kind of thing in there, and a little copper thrown in there. So she looks pretty though. She looks like a good beer, guys. Right off the nose, spectacular. Again, I'm smelling citra hops. I don't see citra hops listed in here, but I could see how it'd be a mosaic in here for sure. Don't know too much about Equinox, so I'm not going to act like I do. But what I'm getting off the nose is a good amount of citrus, a little bit of orange, and kind of like the stripping back of a clementine orange kind of thing. Kind of brushing your nose up against that skin is what I'm getting out of this. So cheers. Let's go for the taste. Lagunitas. What do you expect, guys? It's good. It's really, really good. This beer is awesome. Darn it. It's mind-blowing how Lagunitas just delivers this kind of quality, guys. And they just do it at such a good, affordable price. They're blowing people out of the water affordability-wise. Just incredible. Super crushable. Super crushable for one. Let's just put it there. This is a pale ale. I honestly think it has more flavor packed into it, so I would guess it's actually a regular IPA. 7.7%. Unbelievable. So they're calling this a pale ale at 7.7%. This beer could actually do damage if you had a couple of these. I mean, this is pretty big time. This is a serious beer packed into a pale ale here. The lacing's phenomenal. It's got good acidity to it. Tons of citrus. I do get the grapefruit for sure, and I do get a ton of that orange. That orange is really just shining through this beer here. What you get after that is a nice bitterness, which balances the beer out really and makes it a well-rounded beer. It's kind of got that. It's just a certain Lagunitas yeast strain I always can smell that I know it's most likely going to be the Lagunitas beer. It's just very, very simple, but it's very forward on the nose. I mean, it's just really, really pleasant on the nose, and the yeast strain they use seems to be very similar across the board in their IPAs and pale ales and everything like that. But what you have here is a really well balanced drinkable beer that gives you almost like you'd think it'd be a little bit of sweetness in this, and there might be a little dash in there, but it actually is ended with a bitterness, and you get that orange grapefruity zest with a little bit of, like, I want to say lemon lime kind of thing, almost in a way. I don't want to say that that's really shining through, but it's definitely there. It is present, and really what you get is that orange zest and that peel on that back end with a nice bitterness, a bitterness that isn't too overpowering, but a bitterness that is cutting through the palate and just while rounding the beer and making you want to dive back into it again. Again, outstanding beer from Lagunitas. Nothing new here, guys. I feel like I'm a broken record spinning round and round talking about how great Lagunitas is. And we're not embellishing. Other people think so. I'm definitely not the only one, but Lagunitas gets it, and they get it right every single time for the most part. Dangerous pale ale. Again, super crushable at 7.7%. They hid the alcohol very well. There's just a slight little burn on the back, and it's not really even a burn. It's just letting you know that the alcohol is present there. But if you did a blind taste with me, I would say that this is, based on its name, I don't know, 5 to 6%. Knowing it was a Lagunitas, I'd say it's over 7, but 7.7 is getting up there. I think that's the highest percent that these Born Yesterday Pale Ales have had. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But again, this year is very, very nice, and again, super, super crushable. Thank you, Lagunitas. You guys are killing the game per usual, and I'm going to continue to sip on this and enjoy it on my day off, guys. Appreciate you watching. I'm Dan. I'm over and out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers.